Better hold on to those panties. They could come. Better hold on to those panties. They could come in handy. The repeat offender got a life sentence for a small-time shoplifting caper in Jupiter, Florida. The man stole $49.73 worth of boxer shorts, panties, a sports bra and some cigarette lighters from a Walmart store. His fatal mistake was flashing the knife at a security guard, which turned his petty theft into a felony. Since the man had been released from prison less than 3 years ago, Florida's repeat offender law required the judge to send him away for life without the possibility of parole. Insult to injury. An unemployed sanitation worker in Miami is also facing life in prison for shooting himself into privates. In a drunken stupor, the man reached for a pistol he had hidden in his pants. The gun went off, and the bullet struck the man in the nuggets. At first, he told officers someone else had shot him, but changed his story after paramedics found the shell casing in his underwear. Cops ruled the shooting accidental, but the man was charged with a concealed weapons violation and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. The maximum sentence for those crimes is normally 15 years, but, because the man has a record as a violent career criminal, a Miami prosecutor is asking the judge to send him away for life. The man's public defender calls that ridiculous, and says the man's injury is punishment enough. Hey, what about my accomplice? The luckless thief pleaded guilty to the attempted robbery of a convenience store in Detroit Lakes, Minnesota. The thief told the passerby he was going to rob the store, gave the man $1, and asked him to go inside and buy a scarf to hide his identity during the crime. The bystander took the $, went inside the store, and called the police. Woods of the week. The thief in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina has learned a valuable lesson. If you're going to steal restaurant equipment, be sure to remove pictures of the original owner's grandchildren before setting the stuff up in your own restaurant. John Yu Being, owner of Giovanni's Pizzeria in Calabash, North Carolina, lost an assortment of pizza-making equipment in a March robbery. The refrigerator stolen in the heist later turned up inside the Myrtle Beach restaurant, where cops found pictures of Yu Being's grandchildren still stuck to the side of it. The owner of the second restaurant was arrested. ITOLDJA computers were ruining America. During a high school break-in in Plymouth, North Carolina, 2 burglars found a camera in one of the classrooms and amused themselves by taking pictures of each other committing the crime. When they couldn't figure out how to get the film out of the camera, they concluded it wasn't loaded and left it behind. The men apparently didn't realize they'd been fooling around with a digital camera that stores pictures on a computer disk. Investigators downloaded the snapshots to a computer and got a complete photographic record of the break-in. The suspects were quickly arrested. I thought THISD be the last place they'd look. Nevada fugitive wanted on fraud charges was arrested in Connecticut after he blew his cover by applying for a job as a police officer. The Connecticut cops discovered the man's fugitive status during a standard background check. He had passed both the written and agility tests before being found out. Police called the man into headquarters under the guise of getting his fingerprints, and served him with an arrest warrant instead. And finally, admitting his 0-2 record is not impressive on paper, trainers announced that Lucky, the German Shepherd guide dog for the blind in Wuppertal, Germany, is available for his 5th owner. Lucky led his first owner in front of a bus, killing him. Then he left the second off the end of a pier, drowning him. He nudged his third owner off the railway platform in front of an express train, killing him. And he walked his fourth owner into heavy traffic, abandoning him to be hit and killed. The new owner won't be told of Lucky's record. The trainers say the dog might sense nervousness and do something silly.